Firstly, good morning to you, Callum. Welcome to the programme.
Good morning, thank you. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. So you founded something called No Agent. Tell us what it does, if that's
Yeah,
all right.
so essentially what we're trying to do is remove the traditional letting agent from the renting process and just make the whole experience more delightful for everybody.
Does it work?
I think so. I
Good,
hope so.
good. I mean, how do you do it then? You make it easy. I mean, that's what every app, that's what every entrepreneur wants to do, make things easier and people use it for that reason. What's yours doing specifically?
I think people have been so fed up for so long of kind of letting agents and everything they stand for. It was quite easy to make an impact really by making it a nicer experience and reducing the huge costs that are involved and just giving people more of a reason to enjoy renting because it's something that so many of us have to do these days.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people, they don't want to really talk about it. It doesn't come up in conversation. I've got a few accountant mates who are on mega money and they choose to rent rather than buy, which no one really talks about, do they?
I suppose nowadays people want to travel more, they want greater flexibility in their jobs and where they live. And actually the concept of being tied down for a mortgage until you retire is kind of quite scary. So renting does give people that flexibility to, go and move to a big city, or if they want to leave the country, they can come back. So it enables flexibility. And also some people just have to, some people have to, I think the average amount of time that people have to save for a mortgage now is 8 years. So what's really enjoyable about what we're doing in our role is just making that whole experience much more enjoyable for people on either side of the coin.
You know what you must love when the figures come out? Most of us gloss over them. And at the radio station, we deal in news all the time. For tenants renting, there are 4.3 million. And lots of them, it's not a choice. But we just see that figure, 4.3 million, in Britain, throw it away. When you think about 4.3 million people doing something and needing something, it's phenomenal that no one else was doing it first.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's there's literally thousands of letting agents there, and no one has really taken on this huge task of creating one service that covers the whole of England and doing it well. And I'm not saying we're necessarily doing the best job, but we think we're doing a good job, and we've kind of taken on that task.
Now, I suppose the next bit of advice is someone, if their ears have picked up and they're going, okay, renting, I'm looking at getting a new flat, or you're being forced out of one. What's your advice then? What should someone do differently the next time they go to start renting?
Yeah, I think that you should definitely look around and not always be amazed by the property, but you should definitely look into the letting agent behind it. What sort of fees are they charging? What are their reviews like online? How do they treat tenants once you're renting the property? Because as many people know, once you're in for 6 to 12 months. So that's quite a long period of time to be stuck in a contract that you're unhappy with. So doing your research as you do nowadays to go on holiday or even to order food online. And I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time flicking through food websites deciding who I'm going to order from. I think people have to do the same thing when renting property as well in order to make sure they're not being stung. Something that we do as well is we report people's rental payments to Experian, which means you can build your credit score. So again, if that's important to you and your plan is to actually own a property, then if you can use a service that improves your credit score while you're renting, you're getting the added bonus as well of not just good service, but improving your score.
Can I do a bit of a stalker job on you, Callum? I read that you were named 42 under 42 for the Business Insider magazine. What does that mean? And what was that like?
Quite a glamorous title, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
That was a couple of years ago, I think. And what's really cool is being a young entrepreneur, well, not so young now, but younger when we started the business at least, it affords you some great opportunities and people are more willing to help you. So when we started out on this journey, we got to meet some great people who were industry veterans who really laid down what we were about to face and the things we really had to tackle, and just getting a kind of recognition like 42 under 42 was great fun, but also a pat on the back when things are getting tough when you're starting a business. It's nice to be pushed along and kind of know that you're doing a good job.
It's an interesting one, 42 under 42. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but it's a very, very good thing to have on your CV, isn't it? Callum, were you interested in renting before? I think, did you own a flat in Coventry? I did my research on you here. Were you interested before then, or did it just happen to you and then you went, we need to fix this?
I rented for years and years, all across the country actually, and just had a whole host of those experiences that you hear of. And then eventually when I decided to buy a property, I then needed almost instantly to move out of it, but with work. and had to put my property up on the market. And the young chap that turned up in my front room, it's like he'd swallowed the Dummy's Guide to Being a Letting Agent. And I was kind of listening to this sales pitch and kind of, probably scrolling through Twitter at the same time. And then when he hit me with the fees, I just thought, this is a disaster. There has to be a better way. And surely someone's Uberized this market already. And when they hadn't, then that was it. Then I was kind of hooked.
Thought, lucky me, in I go. Well, good luck to you, mate, and congratulations so far and everything you've done. It's called No Agent. I'm guessing you're going to tell everyone just go and get the app and have a little browse.
That's it, yeah, noagent.co.uk, and we'd love to welcome everybody. And yeah, thank you so much for having us this morning.
No worries, mate. I mean, Generation Rent gets banded around a lot. It's nice if we can help them out. Thanks very much, Callum.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a good one, mate.
Cheers.